Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Stock. My name is Seuss and I'm joined here by Maddie, the head of client. What have you got today for me, Matt?
Thanks for having me, Seuss. The stock I'm watching today is a great turnaround story. Rolls-Royce Holding, ticker code RR, listed on the FTSE Stock Exchange. Rolls-Royce makes big jet engines that power most of the world's airlines, plus engines for defence and power generation. During COVID, planes were grounded, so Rolls-Royce engines weren't flying. And that's a big problem because they make most of their money charging airlines for the number of hours that their engines spend in the air. So revenue dried up, debt piled up, and the shares fell below £1 a share. Since then, the stock is up over 1,400%, and most of that has been pointed to one person. That was the new CEO that joined in January 2023. He cut costs, sold off underperforming parts of the business, and created a leaner, more efficient business. It worked, profits and cash flows are up, debt came down, and they started paying dividends again. And just last year, they announced a £1 billion share buyback. Looking forward, there are three key tailwinds for the stock. Defence spending is up globally. Rising NATO budgets have boosted demand for its military engines and naval systems. A new bet on SMRs, so small modular reactors, to be used in commercial power grid technology. They've been powering submarines and Navy vessels for decades, but their governments are now starting to see them as a faster, cheaper way to boost energy security without relying on gas and oil imports. And they've also recently secured a £600 million contract from the UK government for their Wilfer project. And third being the continued recovery in aviation. The stock hit another new all-time high overnight at £15 a share.
So you mentioned the stock is up 1,400%. What's the biggest risk that's going to stop the all-time high or the current rally?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of great tailwinds for the stock, and performance has been really strong, and the share price has performed really well off the back of that. So it is priced for perfection at the moment. So if there were to be any delays in some of those defence spending contracts, perhaps if there was anything to happen globally, like a COVID or something that would slow down airline and travel, that would obviously negatively impact their business, and some of that premium would come out of the share price. What's the stock you're watching this week?
Yeah, so as we all know, it is currently the World Cup that's grabbing all of our attention. So I'm going to go down that similar theme. My stock today is Manchester United PLC. The ticker is ManU, available on the IG platform. Now, not everyone's going to like this one. I know Maddie's a Liverpool fan, so especially him. But we've recently signed a new manager permanently, qualified for the Champions League, more games, more revenue, so that is one to look out for.
Yeah, well, they always say invest with your head and not the heart. So I'm not sure if I can bring myself to invest in Manchester United shares, but that does sound a compelling case. When was the last time they played Champions League, and how much upside could it potentially provide them with the TV revenue earnings that you were alluding to?
Yeah, so the last time they did play Champions League was nearly 3 years ago now, 2023. But since then, TV right deals have increased significantly. We're going to have momentum from the World Cup, so we should see a significant increase on that front. So have you got for the World Cup this year?
I haven't been following it a lot, but the talk around the office is France seem to be the team that everyone's talking about. They look pretty strong, so I think France might be my tip. What about you? What's your tip?
My pick for this World Cup, I'll go something a little bit different to France. I'll back England. I think they're playing really well off the back of that Mexico game. That's all the time we've got for today. For all your trading news, head to ig.com/au and be sure to check us out on Instagram and YouTube.